Representative Luna and I experienced was our colleague Matt Gates was contacted by some folks that said that some people would like to talk about some information, some things they'd seen. And we contacted the Air Force and we flew. We were told we were going to be briefed on this issue, the UFO, UAP, I like UFO. And we got down there and it was the traditional skiff, James Bond stuff. You leave your phone, your Fitbit, we go in. And the synopsis had nothing to do. It was some pretty big, important stuff, but it was not anything to do with the UFO. And we stopped the thing rightfully right in the middle of it and said, hey, this is not what you all told us we were coming down here for. And they basically told us, we're not going to give it to you. The arrogance of this general was beyond belief.
The Pentagon, this is Department of the Air Force. It was a commanding... Oh, yeah, of course. It was the commanding general of Eglin Air Force Base. And ultimately, even before we got down there, the Pentagon actually tried to cancel the field hearing. And also, it's important to note that these were whistleblowers. These were pilots that had come forward to Representative Gates' office with information saying this needs to be investigated. We have an increase in sightings in this region. And it's a cause for concern for national security reasons. We don't know what it is. So we went down there. We were stonewalled.
I think that I think it is the military. I think what's happened is a little bit like the New Model Army with Cromwell, and they're taking over. Just look at the state of Biden. Look at George Galloway's descriptions of Biden. The entire thing is the ridiculousness of it is. It's not just comedy or funny. It's alarming. I think that at some point, probably way back with, Kennedy shootings and even before, it's clearly obvious that there are branches broken off from government, and with the enterprises and the businesses, combined together, being bought up and having more money than governments. Charles's statement said it all, military-style operations from beyond leaders. I don't think that the president is in control. The thing is that, even Rand Paul was talking about this, saying that there are things that, the senators don't get told. Why are we electing them? Effectively. So the American government, Obama was meant to be representing the entire United States, a position of honesty. When these people speak, they're meant to speak the truth. Obama said that one of the first things that he did when he got elected was, see the UFOs, and they said they didn't have any, right? Or the little green, the aliens and so forth. I think that we've had a mutiny, and it's been going on for a long time. I think that the military are the mutiny, and it's to do with the royals and, maybe, not even, Harry or William, being sort of like, I'm not saying that they're like, okay, we've got a secret thing and we're doing this and that. It's a bit of male kind of like domination, games, intimidation. There's, this whole Putin kicking off, it's not Putin, it's an globalist elite, it's on behalf of, and I think that all the research that these companies have got and developed is way beyond the government. If you think about, public services, the NHS compared to private healthcare, it's, the NHS is on the cheap when you go see your GP. So on that basis of, private healthcare versus public healthcare, and then you've got all these, research companies that get mysterious donations that they don't have to disclose, and they can do political actions. I think a lot of these incidents are political actions. I think we're being hijacked and we're being played, and they've likely got a lot of technologies that are ahead now because of their immense money, and they don't have regulations and restrictions like the government. And there's probably a lot of the military defected over, ex-police and so forth. The thing is, I know people whose, ex-police chiefs are into the stock market, stocks and shares, gambling on the stock market, things like that. Companies, they're all into this stock market. Companies, all these companies that are being bought up, like Vanguard's. I mean, that's what ex-police chiefs do when they retire. They go on the stock market and invest in these companies, and they sell surveillance to other countries, to spy on other countries, and so forth. And then I think because, they got all freedom of information and the rest of it, and now they've got information on us, their collaborated data on us all is pretty much impeccable. Add AI into it, predictability and so forth. All you've got to know is individuals. When you know a certain individual has only got a certain amount of money, a certain capacity for travel, they've got certain friendships and relationships, they can only go on a holiday from things that they see. If they don't see it, they won't know to go there. Control information. You've got a capacity level on individuals, and then when you get in government, like Nigel Farage, Russell Brand, all these people, they've got a certain IQ. You can run an IQ test and see whether they're gonna, it's a safe bet. You put Russell Brand on TV, with so many million viewers, if he has got that many million viewers or not. It's safe. It's a safe bet. You could go to Las Vegas and it ain't going to say anything that is going to, affect anything. And they're wanting to actually get rid of the government, strip them down. So while, they're calling, let's scrap the government, that's what Brand's calling for. It's actually helping them out, and it's actually the promoting excess, lavish lifestyles, narcissism, so that people need to be carried on to go for that, buy these products. They want them to carry on wanting the material things and chasing the money. That's preoccupying everyone. Starmer's got everyone wanting, they've got what they wanted. Everything that the Labour Party was created for, they've got now. And now Starmer's saying, no, we don't want that now. We don't like it. We actually want these powerhouses. And they're not even for all the people that, Labour created. They're for a new class now that Starmer's going to make, which is going to be completely narcissistic and, next level, and then we'll just end up everyone treating everyone like Ukraine. I mean, look at, you might as well consider the Tories regard working class people as Ukrainians. We really need to pin down these industrial military people, because the American government is not in control of America. Its departments now are independently operating as kind of either terrorist organisations or separate entities or self-governing. I don't know. I really don't know what Rand Paul is going to do. And they've got Biden in there, making it look like, presidents are no good. They're wanting to make a takeover through the platforms, through the foreign platform entities. I truly believe that if they have to, we don't back down, and if we don't be obedient, what they're going to do is they're just going to nuke everything. And then, come back and end up just making robots to do everything. Machines to do everything, because they won't need people. And I think that, I'm pretty sure that, I think they're going to scrap all the governments, and they're going to take up over corporate control. Because, once Putin kicks off, as it is, people aren't voting. They want to see where people are going, what they're doing, who's monitoring all these surveillance equipment. Well, this kind of military, the government, but what is the government? If these people here aren't in control of the military, then what are they in control of? And if what happens if, Putin launches a missile, America launches a missile, the front face of the government's, boom, who's in charge? then suddenly soldiers turn up with, tanks and microphones going, okay, everybody, this way, everybody in here, everybody in there. Who's giving the orders to the military? The generals? Not the MPs on the right and the left. I would be extremely concerned with this, Putin position. Look at Biden. These people are supposed to be representing the American government, and they are not. They've got a mutiny. America currently is admitting now on national television that they have a mutiny within the government. They have a mutiny in the government. Their military entities are not under the command of the government. At what point are they going to be court-martialed? At what point are they going to be impeached? Why are they impeaching Trump? Are they impeaching these generals? I mean, why isn't Paul Rand got these generals in front of the panel? Like Fauci. I don't think it's aliens, and I think that I think that they're hoping to try and pass it off as that if they can get away with it. But I think it's technology that we've got. The whole aliens argument doesn't calculate logically from what we've seen and heard. The size of the crafts, smallish ships with biological humanoid creatures far out in space, on another planet. Doesn't make sense. Brian Cox and everyone, the scientists haven't seen like a squip of a boo in the, through the telescopes out there anywhere. It doesn't make sense. If you could travel at light speed from another planet what's so far away, by that time you've got light speed and so forth, wouldn't you have already become android or robot? You wouldn't be like an alien biological form if that's the way to go with it. Or, why did they even leave the planet if they didn't end up eviscerating into some metaverse of their own? If they went android, then why stay in a humanoid form? Why not be bigger? Why not, and so forth? And if you're going to disguise yourself on this planet, then might as well be exactly perfectly human. Why come across as an alien spaceship that's got an alien biological humanoid general form that people say they've seen? It doesn't add up, and it doesn't add up in the same way that the whole illegal road signage, did not add up in the whole way that the whole pandemic thing hasn't, and the whole way that these guys, there's a signature to the whole thing. There's a scam to it all. There's a scam to the police, military, road signage, dodgy. It's shit. It's crap. It's sketchy. It's police chief uniform crap. But the corporate people do it with panache. But still, because it doesn't add up. Just like laser readings on the car. There's a trick to it. The beep. There's a scam to it. And the scam is that every time things are happening now, we're having these terrorist responses. Why aren't the council websites working with the petitions? Just a minute, I just want to run a normal petition. That's what we're meant to be able to do. It's not working, it's not there, it's not listed. No one responds. There's something not quite right here. This should be working this way, but it's not. These road signages and these sites should be like this, but they're not. Why is that? Oh, they're busting us. Why is these child porn sites popping up everywhere when it's illegal? If it's so illegal in England, why are they popping up all the time? I don't get it. Why would they be unless they want to try and get people? There's something not quite right about it. It's got Predator DC written all over it. It's like Jacob Wall on steroids. It's this military have mutinied, and we need to base their fucking balls. They need their balls based in. We've got all these battleships, multi-million-dollar machines. It's boys with tanks. Someone needs to get an hammer and smash the testicles in, because who the fuck are they? We need to get their testicles out on the table and start beating them with an hammer. You know, like, and that's what they do on 007. Where have I got that from? Why would I come out with that? Well, it's actually entertainment. It's on a film on 007. They fasten him in a chair and bash his balls from underneath, cut the chair out. You know, you're supposed to laugh at that. That's meant to be entertainment. It's meant to be funny. You know, who makes these films? You know, we all sit in the cinema and watch it with your kids. You know, it's just 007. It's the latest thing. They'll get the red carpet out. You know, on Broadway. You know, all the MPs are going to watch it. You know, I can say that.